Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you all are well. I've been away for a few days. There was lots happening in our lives, so I think I was just not finding enough time to make videos. Just to share with you, my son he got his A-level results and he did really well, and he got into a very nice university for his degree, and then the newborn, and there's so much happening, so but I'm back here today. So today's recipe very special. It's a recipe which is mostly made on weddings, and even other than that, if you go to a restaurant in Pakistan, this dish would be on the menu in most restaurants, and it's a very loved recipe. It's called chicken korma, and it's the spices in chicken korma are slightly different. It's made different as compared to other chicken dishes, which can be chicken karahi or any other chicken recipe, but it's very flavorful, and it goes very nice with roghni naan. In case if you don't know what roghni naan is naan bread which is with black sesame seeds, and it's made in a special way, and that goes very nice with this recipe. So let's show you what we need for this recipe today. So before you start, couple of things which if you do would just speed up the process. So a special spice mix which we will use for chicken korma. I'll crush all of these spices together to make that powdered spice mix for the korma. And here I have about 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds, about half to 3/4 teaspoon of black peppercorns, couple of cloves, about 4-5, and couple of green cardamoms, 4-5 again, and half teaspoon of fennel seeds or saunf in Urdu, which is just here. So I'll crush all of these together in a powder form, and that will go in our chicken korma. So on the side, I've sliced 3 medium-sized onions to start the process of cooking. So there's some oil in the pan already, and it's already heated. I use slightly more oil just for this recipe, and the reason for that is we need to fry lots of onions. So it's 3 onions, and they need slightly more oil than I would use otherwise. So the chicken quantity which I have not mentioned yet is about 1 kg of chicken which is on the bones. So while onions are getting fried, for this recipe onions would be brown, not just golden, and I'll show you how to do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to crush all these spices together. So the onions are still getting fried. They're nearly there. I want them to be nice and brown before I take the onions out. In the meantime, this is already crushed, so I'm going to do ginger and garlic paste. So for this recipe, 30% ginger and 70% garlic is what I'll use to make this paste. About 2 tablespoons I'll use. So just remember the ratio: 70% garlic and 30% ginger, which is approximately So the onions are nice and brown now. For this recipe you can either use white onions or red onions. It doesn't make much of a difference. So whichever onions are available you can use those. So I'm going to take these onions out now. They are nice and brown. So I'll blend these onions with some yogurt to make a nice paste, and that would be the curry paste for this recipe. So this oil is already, this is the leftover oil from onions, so I'll start adding few spices to it. Cinnamon stick, just a small one, because this oil is already hot, so just do give it a little stir once you couple of curry leaves, about 3-4 cardamom pods, green cardamom pods, about 3-4 cloves, and few black peppercorns. And then I'll add ginger and garlic paste to it as well. I don't want ginger and garlic paste or anything to burn, so immediately I'll start adding chicken to it as well. So chicken which is already on the side, ready to go in. I would stir fry this chicken. So I've stir fried this chicken for about 5 minutes, and the color, as you can see, has turned white now, and this is the time for me to add some red chili powder to it. It is to your taste, but I would say about just little less than 1 tablespoon would be good. And some salt, which again is to your taste. I would personally add about 1.5 teaspoon. On the side, the onions, I've just spread them on kitchen towel so that they become nice and crispy, and any oil which was absorbed by them would be absorbed by the kitchen towel, and they'll be nice and crispy, ready to go in the blender with some yogurt to make curry paste for our chicken korma. So I've put the lid on at low heat for this chicken to cook. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare yogurt and onions together. I'm going to blend the two. So about 2 cups of yogurt and all the onions to go in the blender and blend it together. So let's do that now. So this chicken has been cooking for about 10-12 minutes, and I'll add the blended blended onions and yogurt paste to it now. So after adding yogurt and onion paste, I would let it cook for another at least 10-15 minutes. In the meantime, I'll just crush about 12 to 15 almonds in a powder form, and these will go in there as well. So crushed almonds I'll add here as well. This yogurt and onion sauce needs to be cooked properly, and it will change color to slightly darker color once it's cooked, and then the oil will separate, and we'll just wait for that to happen. In the meantime, I have some spice to add as well. It's the Qorma spice mix which we crushed earlier, so I'll be adding that as well now. So the spices which we crushed earlier, about 1 teaspoon of that spice mix. This will give very nice aroma to this recipe. So everything has been added. The only time it will take now is for the yogurt sauce to be cooked properly and the oil to separate. So I'll leave it to cook on low to medium heat. I would say more towards lower heat, for as long as it takes for the oil to separate and the color of the yogurt to go slightly darker for us to know that it's been cooked properly. So after 10-15 minutes, the color has started to change, and I think it's 70% cooked, the yogurt paste. It's good to give it a stir as well after about 10 minutes, I would say. Otherwise, if the paste is thick, it starts to stick at the bottom. So it's looking nice. I think in another 5 minutes our chicken korma would be ready and we can serve it then. So finally the korma is all ready. If you want to have a look, the oil has separated, the masala paste is fried, cooked very nicely, and I'm just going to spoon out some now and then request Faye if she can do some tasting, because she never had chicken korma in her life, so it will be her first time. So that will be interesting.
Hi everyone, it's been a while. I've been a bit busy with our new little baby, but the great thing for me is that I get to eat all of Umair's food. He's the cook at the moment, which is great. So I think he's made chicken korma tonight. This is the first time I've ever tried this dish, so I am much looking forward to it. So he's also made some bread, and the whole house smells so tasty as well. I was getting very hungry. I was waiting for him to finish this video and finish making this food. Get some of that nice sauce. it's really rich, and I can really taste. Have you used nuts in it? I feel like you've used some nuts in it. Oh my god, really tasty. I could have this for dinner now. But it's really creamy, nice background layer of spice, and the nuts in there is what stands out for me. So I'd really try this dish. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Take care and goodbye for now.
The little one is getting unsettled, but let's try a nice bite. I think you must try this recipe. It's extremely nice, and it'll take you back to Pakistan, where I think I've had the best chicken kormas, and it's a must-try recipe. Let me eat.